Welcome to Simple. Today, our topic about jobs. Jobs are very important in our life, and we have to know the name of each job and what does each one can do in his or her job. So, first, we have some jobs which are familiar for us, like doctor, teacher, nurse, mechanic, secretary, shop assistant, hairdresser, engineer, and farmer. These jobs are familiar for us and we can see them every day in our daily life. Sometimes and some other jobs we can find in the town, like police officer. And police officer, this one is a person who can catch thieves, catch bad people, and also he protects us. And we have traffic warden, and this one who can make us pay a tax or a fine when we do something wrong when we are driving our car in the streets. And then we have librarian. And this one, someone who works in a library to help people check their books or check the books that they want to read, to help them borrow some books and read them carefully. And we have bank clerk, and this person who works in a bank. This person works in a bank and also helps us when we go to the bank. And now it's time to talk about some expressions that we can use to ask about jobs. So if I want to ask someone about his job or her job, so I can ask him directly, what's your job? What do you do? So here we have two questions or two expressions that I can use to ask someone about his or her job. Like, what's your job? Or, what do you do? Of course, if someone asks me one of these questions, so I have to answer and tell him about my job. And when I want to express my job, I say, I am a doctor. I am a teacher. I am a police officer. I am an engineer. So here, this is to ask and answer about the job. If I want to ask about the place of the job, so where do you work? Where do you work? So I can tell you, I'm a doctor. I work in a hospital. I work in a hospital. I am a secretary. I work in an office. I work in an office. So here you can find that sometimes I used a, sometimes I used an before the place or before the job. So here we will not take long time talking about a or an. We will study them later. But you have to know if the word starts in a vowel sound, and we have 5 vowel sounds in English: A, E, I, O, U. And you can sing them: A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. If the word starts in one of these 5 vowel sounds, so you have to use an before it, like an office. I work in an office. Okay, I am an engineer, but if it starts in any other sound, you can use a. There are some other jobs and expressions that we can talk about, like waiter, and the waiter is a person who works in a restaurant. So we have waiter, and waiter works in a restaurant. Okay, and then We can talk about some other places. Do you know that because of COVID-19, some people started working at home or working from home? So be careful here. If you are staying at home and you finish your work, so you have to say, I work at home or I work from home. So here, these two prepositions you can use, at home or from home. But of course, you have to say, I work at home or I work from home. This is another expression you have to know. And then some people are interested in some kinds of jobs. So here, I want to be a hairdresser. So I want to work in a beauty salon. So the hairdresser works in a beauty salon. So you can talk to other people and ask them if their job is interesting or not. So you can ask him, is it an interesting job? Do you like your job? And so on. So if you like to know his interests, if you like to know if he or she likes her job or not, so you can do this. Ask him, is your job interesting? Do you like it? Thank you. Wait for our practice sheet on our page on Facebook. Simple, learn English simply.